Hi, and welcome to the ScribeStation.com video tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to go ahead and go over just general functionality of ScribeStation.com. At this point, for this particular computer, we've already set up the acquisition client. We already have a user account created. If you need any help creating a user account or installing the acquisition client, you can go ahead and go to www.scribestation.com. We have full video tutorials and step-by-step guides to help you. Okay, so to start the demo, we're going to be demoing today with the current version of the acquisition client, and we're going to be using a LiveScribe Pulse Pen. So to start, go ahead and I'll log into my new test account here. Okay, the first section we come to is the overview section. The overview section is just basically going to tell us how many devices we are currently using and how many uploads we currently processed. This section will be expanded in the future. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through the different sections of the admin area here. So you have your overview, you have your profile, which is basically just your user information. You have your penlet management, and what this section allows you to do is to actually upload your own custom penlets for use on the pen. If you're using several pens, you do not need to deploy the penlet previously. If you upload it here, when a new pen is docked into your account, it will deploy the penlet to your pen, so you do not have to worry about setting up your pens or doing any conditioning on them to use them in the field. Underneath here, well, you have a listing of custom penlets. I don't have any right now because I haven't uploaded any to this account. And you have your LiveScribe default penlets. Right now, we have, as you can see, quite a few penlets. As they come up with new notebooks, we do update this. What this is basically telling us right here with these checkboxes is that when we dock the pen for the first time, we are going to be checking for all these different notebooks. As you upload your own custom penlets, you're probably just going to want to go ahead and look for your own custom penlets data, but it is possible to get data from any penlet off the pen. We have a My Documents section, which is empty right now. We'll be filling that up very soon, which is basically going to show you page by page your documents that are out in the field. And we'll get into that in detail in just a moment. We have an Archive section. Basically, you have your living documents and your My Documents, and your archive for documents that you're no longer writing to. And again, we'll go into that just shortly. Devices are basically your different types of pens that you have out there. This will automatically fill as people dock with the acquisition client, so there's no need to add devices manually. They will get added automatically, and of course log out. Okay, so that's a general overview. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and submit a document to ScribeStation. So as you can see right now, I already have my acquisition client open and ready to go. So I'll go ahead and take my LiveScribe Pulse Pen. I'm going to go ahead and write on my blue notebook that comes with the Pulse Pen. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and now dock my pen, and you'll see right away that it will get picked up, and it's going to show me each penlet that it's going through. Like we mentioned before, there's a lot of basically going through every LiveScribe penlet, so let's take a moment. Okay, so it's about done there. At any time, if the upload is interrupted, the data will not be lost. It is not taken off until the data is successfully on ScribeStation.com. And also, as to keep everything in sync, the acquisition client will also update the time to the local time on the pen, local time of the computer, so that you don't have any time issues. So you can see here the data upload is complete. You may now undock your pen, so we'll go ahead and I can undock the pen. And we'll go ahead and look at our My Documents section now of the website. And we see here that you have a One Subject Notebook 1, which is the name of the LiveScribe penlet. We also have the address of the page that was used. Okay, if we go ahead and, well, actually we have a couple options here. We can download XML, we can download a TIFF, we can download a PDF, we can download the interpreted text of what we just uploaded, or we can archive this document. So let's start with looking at the XML. So we click on XML here. We'll go ahead and open that. Go ahead and see we get a bunch of basically stroke and point data. A lot of people are interested in this. You would use this via our APIs to integrate your own applications. It's basically broken down into stroke and point data. So this is actually your pen, actually stroke for stroke of the pen that is done during that session. So basically all this would result in the words test submit on the document. So go ahead and close that. We'll do the next one here. Okay, next we'll go ahead and take a look at the TIFF file. Okay, and we can see on the TIFF file here, let's zoom in a little bit. You can see the words here, test submit, which are shown exactly as they're written in a notebook with the background and everything. We can also get this in PDF form. Okay, and we also have handwriting interpretation. Let's see how we did over here with this one. So basically this comes back as a simple XML document, and you can see here, we'll just make this big here. So if you document, let's see, okay, the page address, the form fields, and basically right now we have it so it's all one giant canvas, and it was able to decipher test submit out of that text. Those are your four options for downloading. You also have the archive, which we'll get into in just a moment. You also notice there's a plus sign to the left of the pen that we just uploaded. So if we go ahead and click that, what that's going to do is that's going to show us our actual upload sessions. So right now we've done one session uploading, which created our document for us. So what we're going to do right now is going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and underline test submit. Okay, so I go ahead, dock my pen now. And what that should do here is it's going to actually create another record once it's done uploading over here. So that we will see in the first time I submitted something to this document, I submitted the words test submit, and then the second time I submitted a line which would be underneath the words test submit. We'll show you how that breaks down once this is finished uploading. And once again, you're definitely going to want to limit the number of penlets or make it more efficient just as the data that you need. Right now we're checking for every one that LiveScribe makes. Okay, so that's completed. So if we just go ahead and refresh our page here, we'll go ahead and see that it is telling us the document was updated at 2:20 a.m. So if we go ahead and just check let's check our PDF here. We will see that the document was underlined, or the word test submit was underlined. And if we drop this down here by hitting the plus sign there, we'll see that here was our original that we submitted with test submit, which we could still actually see. Was the word test submit. And if we go to the latest submission, you'll see just the line. So basically what this allows you to do is it separates every time the pen was docked. So you can reconstruct your document from the different XML or do whatever you'd want to do with those bits and pieces for document updates if you want to do color coding or anything along those lines. It provides all the data you need. But if you're just looking for the completed, most latest updated document, you're just really going to be interested in going to the actual Penlet itself, which, as we saw before, will actually have all the updates in one document all ready to go. And that will continue to update that way. As we know with the digital pens, as you're writing on the pattern, there's different licensing and different rules with it, but eventually you're going to want to not update that page anymore, and that's where the archiving comes in. As you saw with this notebook, I went ahead, I wrote on it, then I modified it and submitted it again, and it updated it. But let's say I'm done with that page, I don't want it to be updated anymore. Then that's where you're going to want to stop. That's where you're going to want to archive the document. So I'll go ahead and click Archive. It'll ask me if I want to archive it, and I do. And then you'll notice it disappeared from My Documents. When I go to the Archive section, I'll go ahead and see this document in exactly how it was in the document section, but now it's an archived document, which means no further updates will be done to this document. This document is done being used by the pen. So if I go back to My Documents, this to show you, and I'm going to go ahead and write write a square around Test Submit on my page here. Go ahead and dock my pen once again. We'll go ahead and take the check once again for all the Penlit data. Well, I guess while that's doing that, I can go ahead and show you. Basically, you got your Penlits here. This is where you would change that. And let's change that now just in case we do another sample document. I'm just going to want to say, just take the one subject notebook 1. Don't take the rest of them because we really don't need them. Okay. Obviously, it's going to continue with what it was doing, but the next time we dock, it will not. Alright, so you can see here in the My Documents section, we have a new one subject notebook with just the one bit of data in it. So we'll go ahead and view the PDF of that. Now we'll go ahead and see it's just a giant rectangle around where the word Test Submit used to be, because that document is no longer being updated. It is archived and will not be touched anymore. Okay. We support archiving via the API, and it can be used in a number of different ways for the applications that you build on top of ScribeStation. It's really up to you on how you're going to be using the pen and the paper. So we'll go ahead and go to Devices here. And from docking that one pen, our profile was automatically updated with the pen. So if you had somebody who just purchased a new pen and they wanted to use it with ScribeStation, all you have to do is have them put the acquisition client on, go ahead and put in the account information, and when they dock the pen, it would show up here automatically. We do have some users with multiple pens, and it gets a little confusing organizing these pens and knowing just who's who. So I can go ahead and write down that this is my pen. Go ahead and save those changes. And I also have the ability to say this pen is active or not. If for whatever reason you didn't want a pen submitting data to your account anymore, you can simply uncheck the active, save the changes, and the acquisition client will display a message to them saying they cannot submit data to your ScribeStation.com account any further. And that is the overall view of ScribeStation and how you can use it. And once again, if you have any questions, please feel free to go to our forums. We also keep the video tutorials and getting started guides updated. And thank you for watching.